Hey everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Welcome to the Citizen Challenge. We look back at a match review, but it's a special one, isn't it? It's a Record Breakers edition. I mean, guys my age will know that tune. I mean, it was from the old Guinness Book of Records programme, and back in the 70s, was it? Back in the 70s, yeah. City the Record Breakers, of course, as we celebrate 15 wins on the trot. Record Breakers, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Right, I won't do it anymore. I mean, I know you've probably switched off now, haven't you? But they special edition, obviously. I mean, it was an FA Cup game. It was against lower opposition, but we're still record breakers, aren't we? So there you go, fantastic. Of course, we're going to look back at the game at Liberty Stadium against Swansea City in the FA Cup 5th round. Swansea City won. Yeah, fancy letting them score. Manchester City, Record Breakers 3. And yeah, we'll have a look, a bit match analysis, including Mr. Bannage's description of the goals, both for us and against us, unfortunately. The match stats, and of course my ratings, and the Manchester Evening News, Mr. Bukowski's ratings as well. Yeah, not too bad this week. I always find him very kind, Mr. Bukowski, but there's not a big differences, I don't think, this week. I'll have the quirky stats, of course, including that record breaker stat, and of course any conclusions we can make for us and Swansea. We'll have a quick word on Swansea as well. Yeah, a couple of things I wasn't happy about last night, but there you go. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. If you want to know when these vlogs are coming out, I try and inform and entertain. I do city history stuff as well, as you'll probably know if you check the playlists, quizzes, magazine vlogs of what's happening in the media with City. So lots of different things, so there's plenty there to look at. So if you're not sub yet, please do so. I'm trying to get to 700 by the end of February. I'm only about 15 or 16 away at the moment, so... And then I'm trying to get to 1,000. Please tell your City supporting friends, get me up to that 1,000 before the season ends, before the end of May. I'm going for. So please, if you can do it for me, that'd be fantastic. I've wonderful people. I love you forever if you do that for me. That's fantastic. And you will check my lists as well. I do a little film and TV channel. There's a little bonus there. I do film reviews and drama reviews. So if you like what I do or think I'm okay, just have a look at that as well. Or if you know someone who might like that, point them in my direction. That'd be fantastic. And there's a couple of links on screen for Facebook and Twitter. So if you want to follow me and friend me on there, I do check every couple of days and follow and friend everybody back. And if I don't, just give me a nudge. But I do try and check every 2 or 3 days. Sometimes it might be 4 or 5 days, but usually 2 or 3 days, and I do check that. So please, any comments are fantastic. Getting more and more comments these days, which is fantastic. Let us know what you think about the game last night, about City in general, whatever you want to talk about it. And please, if you haven't got time for a comment, if you give us a thumbs up. I'm getting about 20 to 30 at the moment. I'm trying to get about an average of 30 to 40 perhaps. Give us that thumbs up if you enjoy what you see and what we do on here. So that'd be fantastic. Right, yeah, City, yeah. I've always said if we make more than 5 changes to a team, we're going to struggle a little bit. So I was a bit apprehensive, I must admit, when we made 7 changes to the Liverpool game. But then I looked at the team and I thought, well, if that's 7 changes, I'll take that, because it was a pretty strong team, wasn't it? Yeah, that's Stefan, Walker, Garcia, Laporte, Mendy, Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo, Torres, Sterling and Jesus. That's not bad going, is it, really, for a 7-change team? Ederson, Stones, Zinchenko, Mahrez, Cancelo, Foden, Doyle, Gomez and Bernabé are the substitutes. Yeah, so that was... I got 7 right. So, yeah, I didn't know about Walker, though. I thought Walker was injured, so you have to forgive me that one. So, I got 7.5, 8, really, didn't I? But not too bad, 7 or sort of 8, anyway, with that. Yeah, pre-match social media talk. Simon Bukowski confirmed a couple of things. He's at SPBAGKO. Yeah, Ruben Diaz and Fernandinho both deemed not fully fit after making 30 consecutive matchday squads. Diaz misses a City game for the first time since joining from Benfica. So that was so sad. I hope Fernandinho comes back. I've not heard about Rodri this morning, but let's hope he comes back quick as well. Joe Ritchie of Views of a Blue. I really hope this backline surprised me for the better today. Love the front 6 though. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in this one. Come on, City. Well, yes, sort of part right, wasn't he, Joe? Lewis and Jordan from City Extra at City Extra Pod. With Foden rested, this now confirms to me that Pep values him as a big game player. He probably does. He's now in the bracket of Kev, Aguero and Diaz in terms of importance to the team. Absolutely, I'd put him up there. Definitely. Daryl at Daz Gibb MCFC. Happy with that team. Diaz, getting a well-earned rest. He did. Sam, well, it might have been injured. Who knows? Sam Lee, hilariously strong team, he said. And it was, as I said, even with 7 changes, it was still a strong team. The referee was, of course, Mr. Peter Banks, which, however you pronounce it. His linos, Adam Nunt, Neil Davis. 4th official, Andre Mariner. And, of course, no VAR. So that's good, isn't it? Is it good? Yeah, can be good. Yeah, so the match summation and stats, and don't forget, we'll have Phil Bannage's description of the goals. Yeah, so the first 45 minutes, an early fright as Jesus. I always say Jesus and have to go to Jesus. Sorry, it's just what I do. I mean, I always do it. Please accept my apologies. I'll try hard, please. Yeah, Jesus appears to injure himself from that early shot, and I thought it was going. They got. Mahrez was warming up, wasn't he? And Foden was warming up. But it all seemed fine in the end anyway, so it's probably just a little knock, you know. Magic sponge. Get the magic sponge out, it worked wonders. Yeah, 15 minutes, Mendy low and hard. Jesus shoots wide. Yeah, he crossed it. He sort of been putting some air on him, Mendy. Then all of a sudden he does a P-roller, if you like. And Jesus shoots just wide, wasn't it? Just wide. It looks as though it had gone into me at one stage, but obviously just wide of the stanchion and come back off the stanchion. 16 minutes, a Laporte header from a corner. Yeah, he was sort of free, and then he sort of ducked down and shut his eyes. And obviously it went wide. So, I mean, don't shut your eyes. I mean, you're a big lad. I mean, I don't know why Laporte shut his eye. I don't know why, you know, I think he mistimed it, so he had to sort of dip into it. But he's just always shut his eyes when he did it. But hey, there you go. 18 minutes, a feeble Torres effort, wasn't it? From a superb Rodri cushioned header. I mean, he sort of cushioned it down for him. And Torres just sort of struck it at the goalkeeper. It was a bit rubbish if he, you know, Torres can finish far better than that. 22 minutes, Torres brings out an okay save this time, didn't it? I thought it was an okay. They raved over it a little bit, but I think the goalie made an okay save there. I think Torres perhaps could have done better, but he hit the target. That's perhaps all we can ask, really, isn't it? But 30 minutes, it was 1-0. We'll go over to Phil Banage. Walker played an out-swinging low cross behind the Swansea defence. Torres slid in but couldn't quite connect, as did Jesus, and the ball went past Woodman's outstretched arm and in. It was definitely a cross, and the Swansea keeper misjudged it under pressure from Torres. Yeah, I've been there, I've done that, similar sort of thing. Now, those crosses coming, you expect a foot to go on it, and your mind's going to react to obviously from the striker getting a foot on it. And as soon as he doesn't get a foot to it wrong foots you, so I can't really blame the goalkeeper for that. But a nice goal, and that's what we sort of needed once. It's nice to get a bit of luck, no matter who we're playing, and we did get a bit of luck there. 32 minutes, a good Swansea move. Just wide, wasn't it? Headed wide, just sort of crossbar high, but just slightly wide. So it probably would have hit the bar if it'd been on target. 40 minutes, another couple of chances for Swansea. They had one and then they got a corner after it, but we did manage to survive that. So they weren't sitting back. Well, at least they were having a go. 44 minutes, yeah. Sterling hesitates in the box. I don't know what he starts faffing about, and he gets thrown to the floor like a judo throw to the floor. I have no idea. No penalty though. Obviously, that's fine. You can do that. Hey, it's only a City play. I mean, imagine if that happened to Mo Salah. Flipping heck. I mean, you know, I just don't know what you need to do. I mean, I'm sure Sterling didn't dive. He just, obviously, the guy manhandled him to the floor. But hey, there you go. And even if there'd been VAR, they probably wouldn't have overturned it. I mean, we know that, don't we? So, anyway, 1-0 at our time. Not having it all our own way. A couple of let-offs, isn't it, really? And we weren't threatening enough, I don't think, in front of goal. And obviously, it was a bit of a fluky goal we got. So we had to improve, didn't we, second half? And it didn't take long, did it? 47 minutes over to Phil Banage. 2-0. Rodri won the ball 10 yards inside the Swansea half and threaded a superb left-foot diagonal ball for Sterling, who ran between the sleeping Roberts and Baudier, shall we say, before coolly slotting the ball inside the far right-hand post. It was a superb pass from Rodri, who was having a really good game. He was. I mean, it's very worrying the way he limped off, obviously. 50 minutes, Torres just fails to keep a half chance down. He hits it over the bar. And again, on 50 minutes, the same minute, we go 3-0, don't we? Gabby over to Phil Banage. Gabby Jesus started and finished a beautiful third goal in the 53rd minute. Swansea were trying to pay out from the black, but Jesus made a sharp, so he did it again, made a sharp interception 2 yards outside the penalty area. Gundogan played a superb ball over the top, which Bernardo's cleverly headed back, again a cushioned header back across for Jesus, who controlled it with his left foot, turned smoothly and stroked it home with his left. It was superb, fantastic finish. Superbly worked goal, and there was a balletic quality about the way Jesus controlled it, turned and finished it. Yeah, it's a bit like watching Swan Lake. Swan Lake's not the ballet on ice, it's Swan Lake on the grass at the Liberty Stadium. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. 56 minutes, Mahrez and Doyle on for Sterling and a Gundogan. 66 minutes, 5 subs for Swansea, so they went for it. They put a couple of the older guys on, I think. Obviously, they started with a lot of kids. 7 changes to the team that beat Norwich last week. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, so 5 subs came on. I think it was 5 subs came on. I'm sure it was 5. He only said 4, but then I saw 5 standing on the touchline. So I assume all 5 came on anyway, but I lost track. There was too many of them. Foden came on and Bernardo went off. 72 minutes, we had the Rodri, didn't we? I mean, Rodri's tends to go down. I thought, oh, get up in a minute, it'll be all right. But yeah, he's and he limped down the tunnel. Hopefully, he knew the cameras were on him. He was just putting it on for the cameras, and he's not too bad. But as I say, I'm doing this, I don't know. I've not heard anything, an update on that one. But let's hope not, because he's sort of playing okay. I mean, I'm beginning to like Rodri. You know, all right, not many of his rockets these days, but I am beginning to like him. Gomez came on. He played quite well, actually, didn't he? But 77 minutes, again, over to Phil Banerjee. What turned out to be a consolation goal for Swansea. 77 minutes, then City switched off. Young Gomez could not quite control one loose ball, and the ball broke to Swansea, but the defence switched off. Whittaker controlled Manning's left-wing cross and hit a half-powered shot inside Steffen's left-hand post. You know, was Steffen a bit slow there? I thought he was a little bit. Garcia had given him far too much room and time. I know it came through Garcia and he had to look, but I thought Steffen was a bit weak there. I say I'm not his biggest fan. He's okay. I don't think he'll challenge Edison in a month of Sundays. I might be wrong, but early days obviously. But I'm not his biggest fan. 84 minutes. Doyle. Yeah. Tommy Doyle blasts across the goal with Foden there. I mean, I think he may have found Foden. It wasn't as easy and would have had to perhaps chip to him or something like that. But I don't think Pep was impressed. He thought he could have perhaps found Foden with the pass. But hey, there you go. Full time, yeah, 3-1. Another job done, wasn't it? Always comfortable. And Swansea, yeah, we'll talk about it again after. But a little bit leaving the foot in occasionally. I wasn't very happy with that side of it. A little bit naughty, but we'll talk about that in the conclusion later. Ref watch, yeah, I'm gonna drop him half a point. I'll give him 6 as standard. I'll give him 5.5 for just totally ignoring the judo foul on Sterling. I mean, if that had happened anywhere else on the pitch, it would have been a free kick. So it should have been a penalty, but hey, there you go, Mr. Bonks. You can bonk off. 5.5 out of 10 you're getting, mate, and I'm being generous. Yeah, match stats, 6 for Swansea, 17 for City. 1 on target for Swansea, 1 goal, that's not bad. 7 for City. Possession, 26%. Swansea, 74, City. Passes, 274 for Swansea. All the 7s for City, 777. Completion rate, look at this, 74% for Swansea. 94% for City. That's the highest I've seen from City this season. Fouls, 10 by Swansea, 4 by... I think there's probably more than that. 4 by City. Corners, just 1 for Swansea and 4 for City. Yeah, it wasn't exactly end to end and, you know, blocks going in all over the place, was it? Right, the player ratings, yeah. Simon Bukowski, of course, for the evening news. And my starting score, I'm going to start at 6.5. So if I thought they played a little bit better, we'll get higher. If I thought they had a good standard game, they'll get 6.5. And if I think they've played a bit rubbishy, they'll get less than 6.5. So here we go. Steffen. This is Mr. Bukowski, and then I'll give you my little views. Very little to do with Swansea struggling to test him all evening, but did manage to keep a clean sheet. He organised the defence well, but didn't manage to keep a clean sheet, sorry. He organised the defence. Let's give him a 6, yeah. I'll give him a 6, half a point less than standard. As I say, I wasn't overly impressed with the goal, and I say I've no big confidence in him. At the moment, it might improve, as I say, his experience and he plays more games. I don't know, but the jury's out as far as I'm concerned. Walker, they all count, especially when you don't score many. Otherwise, a confident return to the side as part of a back three that will keep him in mind for future selections. Yeah, he's giving him 7. I'd give Walker 7.5. I'd give him an extra point. All good and a goal. What can you say? I don't think he did too much wrong yesterday. He was there for his pace to get back as well. Garcia, a couple of wobbles when he was beaten in the air. For pace, his 2 limitations as a centre-back, yeah. Yeah. As a centre-back, you can't be getting beat, you know, you can't get him beat in the air. He's too casual for me as well, but perhaps we'll have a word on him later. He also got the team out of a couple of tricky positions with his reading of the game, so he's given him a 7, Garcia. I've given him just a standard 6.5. I think he's too inconsistent. I'm not sure what Barcelona and Pep seen him, to be honest with you. He does some things pretty well. Don't get me wrong, he does stop things, but he does things sort of very, as I say, he's not big enough, he's not physical enough, he can get beat, he can get roughed off the ball. So I don't know, I say, he'll be on his way anyway, so it doesn't matter, does it? But I honestly do not see, but, you know, I'm not the manager and I'm not Barcelona, am I? So there you go. Let me know what you think anyway. I think he's okay, don't get me wrong, but yeah, he makes too many silly errors and gets in the wrong positions too often, gets the wrong side of players for me. Laporte didn't get forward as much as he can with Mendy on the left, but was one of City's biggest threats from set pieces. The Frenchman looked unflustered in his duels, but would disappoint his role in the Swansea goal. Yeah, I've not looked back at that actually. I've given the standard 6.5. Simon just give him 6, so I'm not too sure. I thought it was more Garcia's fault, but perhaps Laporte did something as well, but I must have missed that one. Mendy on his first start since the FA Cup game at Cheltenham, Mendy was given the left wing to push up and down. He wasn't bad, but just wasn't that involved, and most of City's play coming through the middle. He's given him a 6. I'm going to give him 6.5. I think he tried really hard, Mendy. I think he worked really hard. I say he's not getting the games either, is he? So you've got to give him the benefit of the doubt, I think. Rodri he really is terrific form right now. The holding midfielder dictated play, split the defence for the second goal, and even showed flashes of pace to shut down some Swansea counter. Pace, Rodri, come on, behave yourselves. He's given him a 9, Simon. I think this must have paid him a few quid or something to give him a 9. Yeah, I'll give him an 8. Yes, I thought he did really well. I thought it was excellent last night until he got injured, obviously. Yeah, I was quite impressed with Rodri last night. I'm not always impressed, but there you go. Gundogan, no goal outrageously. No wonder he was taken off earlier. Tidy performance midfield, keeping the tempo of the team up. Yeah, he's given him a 7. I'd give Gundogan a 7.5. I thought he enjoyed himself against championship opposition and a sort of more or less sort of mostly reserve championship opposition as well. So he did enjoy himself, but not, you know, at the end of the day, I can only mark him based on what he did, and he did, but you know, who he was up against, so that's how I marked him. So I'll give him a 7.5. I was quite impressed. Bernardo grew into the game. His energy is remarkable. His control with the ball at his feet. This midfield 3 looks intimidatingly good. It does. He's given a 7. Yeah, I'll give Bernardo 7, half a point extra. He never stopped, did he? A couple of misplaced passes I noticed sort of midway through the first half, I think it was, but obviously that set up for Jesus. That header was fantastic, a little cushion header, and he never stopped working, so I'm going to give him a solid 7. Torres, a lively, committed performance that saw him test the Swansea keeper a few times on the right. He did, not overly much though, before switching flanks for the last half hour, but struggled to stay involved. Yeah, he does struggle at times. He's given him a 6. I've given him 6.5. I thought he had a not bad game, and to say, at least he sort of was there, wasn't he? We noticed him, which is important. Sterling, another performance leading from the front from the captain. He pulled in to allow Mendy to roam down the left, but spotted Rodri when he needed to kill the game off with a calm finish. Yeah, he's given him an 8. Yep, 7.5. I think Sterling's had a couple of good games now. I thought he played well against Liverpool. I thought he played well last night. So let's hope he's getting back to a little bit of form, eh? Jesus led the line from the front, testing the goalkeeper early on and producing a quality touch and finish to make the score sheet. He certainly did. An excellent response to not starting at Anfield. 8. Yep, I give him an 8. I thought he had a good game, Jesus. Good game. Substitutes, Doyle for Gundogan, 56. Some good runs down the right and went close in the final 10 minutes. Yes, energetic, he said, Simon. 7 out of 10. I'd give him 7 as well, even though he's a sub. I don't usually score him more than the standard. But yeah, I'd give Doyle 7. I was quite impressed. Mahrez for Sterling was involved straight away and troubled Woodman's goal. He's given him a 7. Yeah, I'm only giving Mahrez a 6.5. I don't think he might have troubled the Woodman's goal, but I don't think he did much else. Foden for Bernardo. 66 minutes, played like it was 0-0 despite the game already being won. So he's given him a 6. I've got to give him a 6.5 answer for the average score. I'm not going to mark him down. Gomez for Rodri, 72 minutes. A well-earned first appearance in 3 years. Only give him a 6. I thought it was okay. I thought he played quite well. In a couple of little errors, but I thought he looked quite confident in that sort of holding midfield role. So yeah, so I'd give him a 6.5. He was keen enough, and I say not perfect, but I think he did all right. Yeah, so my Citizen man of the match. Yeah, you look at my high scores. Well, it's between Rodri and Jesus, isn't it? Yeah, and I'm going to give it... Yeah, I'm not going to give it Rodri, even though I was tempted. I'm going to give it Jesus, because I'm going to try and give it people that perhaps other people won't give it to. So I'm going to give it Jesus. I thought he was fantastic. As I said, he didn't get the game against Liverpool. He changed the game against Liverpool when he did come on. He helped us win it. And I think he played really well last night. And what can you say about that goal? That's worthy of the man of the match anyway, isn't it? The goal. Right, quirky stats. Up to Joe. Kyle Walker scored his first FA Cup goal in 3,686 days, last netting in this competition for Villa versus Sheffield United back in January 2011. Ryan Sterling is Manchester City's outright top scorer in all competitions this season with 12 goals. Since the beginning of last season, his 43 goals are 12 more than any other player for the club. Well done. Gabby Jesus has now scored in each of his last 4 starts for City, his best run since scoring in 7 straight starts between April and October. Let's go on and better that then, mate. Break your own record. 20 years, 34 days. Swansea's Morgan Whittaker, yeah, we'll give him a mention, is the youngest player to score a goal against Manchester City in any competition since March 2017, when Monaco's Kylian Mbappe, who's he? Never heard of him, netted against them in the Champions League. 18 years, 85 days. Flipping out, what a player. Manchester City's current run, record breakers, of 15 consecutive wins in all competitions is the longest in English football history by a top-flight side. Get in. Best team in the land and all the world. Right, Stat City. Pep Guardiola's took charge of his 23rd FA Cup match, moving him into the top 5 of managers to have managed Man City in the competition. Let's hope you do a lot more. Man City have won 18 of their 21 FA Cup ties under Pep since the Spaniards' first season in England. The Citizens have scored more FA Cup goals than any other side, 65. City have conceded in consecutive matches for the first time since November 2020. Oh, that's a bad one. That's shocking. He wants sacking Pep. Pep has now won 200 matches in charge of Man City, becoming, we'll reinstate him again, becoming just the second manager in the club's history to reach that tally. After Les McDowell, I've done stuff on him in the past, in my City past stuff. 220 wins, Les, so he should overtake him, shouldn't he? Man City have now scored at least 3 goals in a single game for the 117th time under Pep Guardiola. Oh, give him a rise. Pay him some more. That's 44% of the matches in which Pep has taken charge. Yeah, on the City site, the headline, Clinical City sink the Swans, of course they do. The Mirror Sport, 15 love, Pep hails amazing, Winvincibles, a City smash record in Cup Stroll. Great image there. Inside pages, let's have a look. Another walk in the park for Pep idols. Guardiola's unstoppable machine rolls on with the 15th straight win. There you go. Some images and action from there. Fantastic. I do like the black kit. It's nice, isn't it? I wasn't too sure of it, but it looks nice now. The Star, wins City, Pep Stars break all-time record. There you go. Great picture of Raheem. And inside, let's have a look. History men, records tumble to City and Pep. In it to win it. Of course we are always in it to win it. That's not like some teams who only go for one competition and then get all cocky when they win it, as though they've done something special when they've only done one. And our own, of course, Manchester Evening News, nice Swan City. There you go. We do my that was the week that was. I'm not going to have that as a headline now. It's too easy, that one, isn't it? Blues are making it look just so easy. Well, we'll see what happens at weekend. I said I'm always a glass half full sort of guy. Always expect disaster around the corner. It must be a nightmare to pick this side. Guardiola's words of wisdom for his special Tommy. Well, he wasn't very happy when he didn't pass that one to Foden, that's for sure. So there you go, just some of the headlines. Yeah, conclusion, here we go. Yeah, another quarter-final. Not much you can say about City, really, is it? We've got a big game now coming up on Saturday, of course, against Tottenham. Yeah, another quarter-final. Are we worried about who we get? Not particularly. I always think we'll get United as long as they're in it. So, I'll probably draw them in the quarter-finals. But yeah, it'll be all right. Old Trafford again. If there's no fans in there, I don't mind playing at Old Trafford. We play better there anyway, don't we? So, yeah, I'm not really worried. We'll see. We can beat anybody, can't we, at the moment? So it's not really much of a problem. Swansea, yeah. I mean, it is hard to tell with Swansea. Let's have a quick word on them. Yeah, 7 changes to the team, as I said, that beat Norwich City, the table-topping Norwich City last week, I think last Friday night or something like that. So they did put a lot of youngsters in there. They did try and play a little bit of football. As I said, I think once or twice the foot was left in. Now, whether they're not up to the pace of our Premier League players, I'm not too sure. I mean, perhaps you give them the benefit of the doubt, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the reactions either. I thought one of their two players had a certain little arrogance about him. Roberts particularly annoyed me. And I mean, I know players can be cocky, but I mean, obviously, the certain players just thought, they just no need for it. All right, this Championship team playing a Premier team, perhaps you give them a little bit of leeway. They want to prove how hard they are and put the foot in. But no, it's unnecessary. It's not, and you needed a strong ref. I don't think the ref was particularly great last night. As I say, they did get away. I mean, if they're gonna get away with judo throws in the box, I mean, let's be honest about it. The players are going to try and get away with even more, aren't they? So. Yeah, Mr. Bonks wasn't so you need a strong ref in them sort of games, and I wasn't very impressed with Mr. Bonks or Mr. Banks, however you call it. So, based on last night, yeah, they were okay, don't get me wrong, I thought they played and they scored a good goal. They played all right, but based on last night, would like to see them come up. Not particularly. No, not particularly bothered either way if they come up or not. It will be interesting to see how they progress, and no offence, but I wasn't overly impressed with Swansea last night. I'm probably more impressed with Cheltenham Town, to be honest with you, but I don't remember them leaving the footing too much, and they're a couple of divisions lower. But hey, there you go. So anyway, we'll see, won't we? They probably will, based on what I have seen and what we have seen. I say it's hard to tell off one game, isn't it? When they play half the reserves as well, they don't play a full team. But they looked okay. They seem to have a lot of confidence about them. They're doing quite well at the moment. So perhaps we will see them in the Premier League next year. But perhaps less of the putting the foot in here, lads, and a little bit of you can be arrogant, but be arrogant when you've sort of proven yourself that you can be arrogant. Just don't that have that swagger when you've got the ability to back it up, sort of thing. But anyway, we'll see how they go on. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Let me know what you think anyway. Comments on the game, etc, etc. Of course, I'll be back with a preview of the Spurs game as I'm recording this. It'll be tomorrow. I mean, it's never ending, is it? Please check out my recent Citizen channel stuff. A couple of past ones. I've done obviously the... it's not a past one, is it? The City magazine, the One City show, the latest one of that's out, episode 4. That came out yesterday as I'm doing this. And of course, there's a little look at City past on Mr. Matt Busby as well that's just come out. So have a look at that on his time at City, the wonderful Matt Busby. Thanks for joining me anyway for this Record Breakers edition of the big match analysis. What are we going to do with the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Till we meet again here on the Citizen channel. Or perhaps please have a look at my film and TV channel, whatever it is. All I ever ask of everyone out there is please stay safe, please. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.